So welcome to another Shed Talk. So every man has a map. We grew up in a certain environment, we grew up with role models, and out of that, and in our culture as well, we took a map, a blueprint on our world and how we run our world. Problem is that the map that we got handed from our fathers, from our culture, worked back then. Like literally, our old man simply had to go to work, come home, and his wife would handle the rest of it. She would do pretty much everything else to do with the kids, looking after the house, maybe even pay the bills. Now, that's not the story. You want to be a man in 2021? You got to man up to everything. You got to handle the kids, you got to handle your own fitness, you got to handle your own mind and keeping yourself like on track. You got to handle your wife and where she is emotionally and be able to be steady in a rock in amongst her up and down emotions. You got to handle your business, you got to handle your team. You got to handle all the worry and the stress. You got to handle your finances. And on top of that, you then got to go out and invest if you're lucky enough that your business makes enough, so there's something left over, to handle your investments as well. That's a man's role now. Whether you like it or not, whether it's fair, whether it's right, whether it should be that way, is irrelevant. That's what we have to handle right now. And if you're having a problem in your capacity to handle that, then you're not alone. Men right now are lacking in capacity. They're lacking in their ability to handle it all. And that is because our map is wrong. Our map doesn't give us the pathway. It doesn't give us the resources and the tools to be able to handle it all. And that comes across in four ways. It comes across physically, that you have to be able to maintain yourself physically to be able to do it all. It comes across spiritually in keeping your head, or what we call the temple, heading in the right direction. It comes across mentally, keeping your mind on track to where you need to be. And it comes across in terms of your emotions. If you can't keep yourself emotionally stable, which is what you try and do, right? When you disappear into your hobbies or reading a book or watching a show on TV or just sitting there flicking through the stations. You're looking to plane out in your emotions, and that's the map that you got. The problem is she doesn't want that. She wants emotions going up and down all over the place. And if you're not doing that, she's going to push you and prod you and shove you and irritate the shit out of you until you move out of that flat place. And that's going to drive you crazy. That's going to erode your capacity. That's not in your map. So you've got to get your shit together to be able to deal with it all, because until you can, that's the game you're going to experience. See, men right now experience going out and doing all that, coming home and getting hammered. It's like, you're not stepping up, you're not being the man. Well, we don't even know how to be the man anymore because we lack capacity. We lack the right map. And you need a new map, guys. You need a brand new map that actually works in 2021. And the only place you're going to get that map ain't out there with your brothers. It ain't out there with your mum and dad. It ain't out there with anybody. So you're going to learn a brand new map, and it's going to take new skills. So if you want to do that, you need to get on board with your fellow brothers inside Relationship Warrior, and in particular in Warrior Man, where we're sorting these things out. We're giving you the skills, we're giving you the new map, giving you the capacity to be able to deal with it all. So as always, I trust you've enjoyed this Shed Talk. If you have, and you know a brother that needs to hear this message, and let's face it, guys, there are hundreds out there that need to hear this message. You can't keep walking through life trying to half-ass your business. Well, that's just not going to work. Like 95% of businesses in Australia and in the US do not make any money. That's probably you right now. You're probably making enough either just to get by, or you're checking out your credit card statement every friggin' week trying to figure out how you're going to pay for the school, how you're going to give the kids, their school uniforms, and still be able to meet the grocery bill. That's not living. That's just struggling to survive. And if you've got a business, you have to expand your capacity in that area. Because I can give you the strategies, very simple in 4 main areas: marketing, team, delivery, and systems. If you haven't got your marketing sorted out in terms of being able to bring in a steady flow of customers, that's not because you're stupid. That's because you just don't have the capacity to go out and get that shit organized. If you don't have a delivery system with your team, choosing people that will run it as though it's yours, run it the same way you would run it, and feel an ownership and run it as though it's theirs, you've got the wrong people. And if you don't have your system set up so it's all automated, there's a massive problem here. There's a lack of capacity for you to organize this stuff. And in team, if they're not inspired by you, and ultimately in those 4 areas, it all comes back to us as the man being able to deal with it, being the one that's driving it. In those 4 areas, if it's not going how you know it should be going, you need to do something, because it's you. The business is you. The business is how you run it. It's all around your capacity to run it. It's not about the strategy, it's not about the systems. Until you get your capacity right, you won't implement any of that. So you know where to come for help. It's staring right in the face, and I get it, guys. Your map is going to say, no, you can do it on your own. Yeah, but you'll be in the 95% that's just scraping by in the marriage. Not getting enough sex. Begging for it. Just scraping by when it comes to your business. Having no money in the treasury for investments. No other income producing assets that are feeding your family. Because it all falls back onto you, right? Time to move on. Time to get more capacity. Hope you enjoyed the talk. If you did, pass it on to another brother.